Even Trinidad and Tobago, welcome to ACTN TV, and it's always a pleasure to be in this community, the community of Beach. And the person who I'm going to be talking to today, I am sure that you have seen her on ACTN already. A young lady who's doing a tremendous job in the community, a true community leader, that's what I call them. And let me introduce you, Denise Didier. Denise, a pleasure, and it's always, you know, nice to talk to you and to talk to somebody who is doing something positive in the communities for young people. Because we tend to hear all the negative things about young people, but we don't hear about the solution. And you have taken this on head on, and when last time I spoke to you, sponsorship was one of your issues,
right.
But I'm here today and you're still at it.
Right.
And since then to now, a lot of great things that happened. I've seen on social media that you took a team to tournaments, they were successful. And today you are celebrating here with a sports day. Let's backtrack a bit before we talk about today.
Right.
Since the last time we spoke, what has transpired with Seed of Greatness?
A lot has, from last time we spoke, a lot has happened with Seed of Greatness. From hosting a summer camp in the community where we were able to reach 100 kids.
Okay.
We entered into Miaro BPTT Football League where we won the senior division title, and we were second in the under 12 division. And Seed of Greatness keeps growing. It keeps growing, we are evolving, our name is being known out there. We are getting our name out there, and I'm grateful for that.
How long have you been doing this again?
Right, the camp started 30th of September 2017, so it's probably a year and something now.
Okay.
We've been in action.
And since then to now, some of the challenges we spoke about last time, are there less, or what's the challenge right now? Are you getting assistance?
Right, we had, last time we spoke, the challenge was sponsorship. And up to this date, that has changed. We have a lot of sponsors on board now.
That's good.
That's good for that. As I show you notice we have new uniforms and things like that. We are evolving, and everything with Seed of Greatness is evolving. So sponsorship is on board, and I'm grateful for that, because that was one of the challenges. But now people they understand and they recognize the movement of Seed of Greatness, and they want to come on board, and they don't mind being a part of and sponsoring the event. So sponsorship is here, so we are grateful for that.
Yeah, well, as I told you over the phone, when we were in contact the last time, I met this guy in Safran, Mr. Jaru, who said he saw the program the first time he aired, and you know, he wants to give a donation. I don't know if he has sent it as yet, but I passed on the account number to him, so I guess that's some sort of blessing that you'll get it. Now, today we're here for the annual sports day. It's the first year?
It's the first year.
Right.
But I plan to have it as an annual thing in the community, annual event in the community.
Well, what can we expect today?
Right, so today we have a youth tournament with 3 teams, one from Dabadi, one from Kumoto, and one from Beach. Youth tournament, and then we have community tournament where the younger boys are coming for a 5-a-side tournament. And then followed by that we have novelty events.
Okay.
You know what novelty events?
Yeah, them like
flat race, relays, frog hop, bunny hop, all these things. So we have fun activities for the kids that are here. And also we have kite flying competition.
How has the relationship between the community and the academy, has it grown since the last time we spoke?
To me it has grown. You see the summer camp that we held, that has built a great connection, because for the entire summer, if you see this summer was full of children, is that the whole community they understand the movement, they like what was happening, and they just come on board. And since that, the love with Seed of Greatness and the community is one. We are one together. Even the councillor, the MP for the area, all are there, they are my sponsors now, and I'm happy for that.
What is the next step for Seed of Greatness for the remainder of this year?
Remainder of this year, we have again the summer camp. That's an annual thing. I'm proposing my heart to do an annual thing. Again, we go to Miaro and defend our title. We keep our title as champions in the senior division.
You were the coach of the team?
Yeah, I was the coach of the team. Mind you, that was my first ever big coaching out there now, so I'm grateful, and we came out successful.
Huh?
Right. So what are we saying there? We will say that. But that's my first. That's my biggest step in the coaching arena here. As a coach, that's my biggest step, and I was grateful that I could. It kind of motivates me for more, to do better, and to reach higher in the coaching arena. And where I see the greatness going for the rest of the year, we have the camp, and also I'm doing a youth tournament in September, October, a youth tournament. I want to host a youth tournament, and that's about the plans for it this year. Yeah.
And all this you're doing while you're still at UE, right?
At final semester. Okay. This is my final semester. I have exam next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I'm here serving.
So all now you're supposed to be studying?
I'm supposed to be studying, but I enjoy serving. So right now I'm serving. This is my joy, coming out and serving the kids. Because even like yesterday I was reflecting, or maybe this morning I was reflecting, and I was just like, I remember when I thought like I couldn't help nobody, and today I'm blessed to be a blessing, and so many have been touched by whatever I do, and to me that's my biggest joy, to just come and see some child that loves football have the opportunity in the community to play football. That's my biggest joy, serving the kids, and this is joy for me. I'm enjoying this.
At the end of the day, what would you like to be known for in the community of Biche?
At the end of the day, this is one of my questions that arose to me before this was executed. At the end of the day, Denise, what do you want the community to know? You've heard about seed of greatness, but then I want them to know what being a seed of greatness means. Yeah. So that's my thing, to have the moral or the message behind the brand seed of greatness being known to the community. At the end of the day, that's my biggest joy. If a man that didn't know what seed of greatness meant, if he came to the sport, and sometime during the day I'll be talking about seed of greatness, he'll be able to run with the message.
Are we going to see Denise full-time coaching in football? One day to come?
One day to come you will see that.
So you have that?
I have that coaching drive. I have that drive in me to become a full-time coach. As I said last time, probably national team, some higher level, have some higher division, but from now, I'm cherishing the ground. I'm on the ground stage, and I'm enjoying this stage until I grow as a tree.
Now, as a female, you're seeing what is happening with female football right now in Trinidad and Tobago. How do you see yourself helping to develop that? Because there's no secret anymore. Female football is dead right now.
Yeah, it is dead.
Right? As a female and as a person who wants to go into coaching, do you have any plans or anything that can help? Maybe if you to start a female league in Biche or something like that? Or?
Well, yeah, I realize that most females, there are plenty of females now involved in football, but the opportunities are limited. So if we could probably do more community leagues with female involved, because every community they keep football leagues for men. Why not females? So we had to kind of have the females be exposed more, so that they can love the game more and be more developed. They can be more developed in that arena. Another thing is, I noticed with national female team, they only go and camp when it's game time.
Definitely.
Why not camp?
The male team too.
Why the male team too? Yeah. So why not be in camp during the year? Why not have sessions where we could have a continuous training and development program for the athletes? So that's my take on it. I just don't believe the only time we should be training is when it's game time or something like that. So that's my take. Have them more involved in the game, females.
So if you get a job as a female coach in national team, what's the first thing you're going to do?
Pray. I prefer strategies because it's not easy. Sometimes we out here and we look and we say this and X, Y, and Z, but being in there is something else.
Yeah.
So honestly, I will pray. I don't know, and ask for strategies of how I could help.
Before we end, what would you like the wider public to know about the community of Biche and the people who live in Biche?
One thing I know is that Biche has a lot of untapped talent. That so much talent are lacked inside person that are yet to be revealed, and it can only be revealed when we go and connect with them, when we make an impact in their lives. Just as God has given me the vision to do this, so many footballers, international and national, will come out of this program. I sense it because they are talented young players, and giving them the opportunity to be exposed in football and in sport could take them places, and these I can reach them. So one thing I want people to know is that don't underestimate who they see around daily, because sometimes we see a little young child and we say what he good for, what she good for, that, but they never underestimate them. Just give them the right environment and watch them grow.
Anything you like to say before we wrap the interview? I know there's a million and one people out there that you would like to say a special thank you to.
Well, I thank you to all my sponsors. I can't call the name, but honestly, I thank for all the support that to whoever is watching, and even if you want to come on board,
okay. So match 2 is Marvin
to come on board. We are still in need. Yes, sponsorship is there, but we are still in need.
Yeah.
Right? Equipment is something that you're always in need of because as the camp go bigger, the equipment smaller. So, like if you have, feel free to pass by, drop equipment, call anything like that.
SOG. Thank you.
Well, Denise, it was a pleasure. Let me wish you all blessing for the remainder of the year, and I'm going to be keeping a close eye on you that when you become that top coach in Trinidad and Tobago, because nothing is impossible, and I believe that you have the heart for it, right? So again, let's have a great day, and we'll keep in touch with you.
Right. And I must say thanks to Mr. George for taking the opportunity to come here because he didn't have to.
Yeah.
I know beach fans and stuff like that, but when you contacted me and said, you know, you're coming to the event, when you saw the flyer, that moved me, and I was grateful for this, so thanks very much.
You're welcome. All right? And all the best. Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to the Beach Recreation Ground here for the Day of Sports put on here by the Seed of Greatness. And I have with me here one of the coaches who has brought a team here today to take part in this tournament. And he is the president of Concept Coaching. The name is Roger Smith. Roger, it's a pleasure.
Yes, ma'am.
And they say things happen so differently because for a while now I've been viewing Concept Coaching on a regular basis on the social media, and I'm saying I have to get in touch with them, I have to get in touch with them, but I didn't have a number. So here we are. First of all, before we get into to today's proceeding, tell me a bit about Concept Coaching.
Okay, Concept Coaching is an initiative through the sport of football where we try to empower the youths through motivational talks, you know, empowerment talks, where we try to encourage them away from a life of crime and what is negative in the world today and in the country today. Yeah. So we use sport, and during our tournaments, we have tournaments that last normally a month sometimes. We just did an under 10 that took the week last week, where we had speakers coming in to talk to them, to the youth, them about crime again, you know, drugs, and about making the right choices.
Yeah. Life after football on your own.
Yeah. Because we're trying to do a difference in the country than just play football. Trying to encourage them, you know, motivate them on the right things to do, right choices, right decisions in life.
But that's one of the main reasons why I came up here. This is not the second visit here. This is not the first visit, the second visit here with Denise, because, you know, I believe in that if you are dealing with the young children, it's not just about the sport, because at the end of the sport career, there's life after. What do you want to teach these kids? Just to play football, and when they finish play football, because not everyone you see out there is going to make a national team, right? So when there's no more football, what next?
Exactly.
Right? So that's why I really pay attention. I like to get involved with things like this because it benefits the child, it benefits the community. It's a holistic, you know, sense. Now, where are you all located?
Okay, we're located in Arima. All right. Well, we are just 1 year old. Right? That's Concept Coaching. We are just 1 year old, and we have held 5 tournaments at youth level. We first been in Tobago last Easter on the 19th. We had 6 teams, 1 from Trinidad and 5 from Tobago. Then we did 2 under 12 last year. We did at Constantine Park. We did under 12 in August, under 12 in October. Did under 14 Carnival edition. That was February, where we had 8 teams, and we just did under 10 last week. So our 5th, and so we are from Arima. And I'm based there. I work along with other clubs. Empowered is one. Also, Arima All Stars I work with as well, you know, to help guide them on all that. Yes, I don't have a team per se. Yeah. I coach under 12 at Arima All Stars, but I like to assist. You know, because I'm also a coach as well, and I like I'm more work with the technical aspect of football, you know. Yeah. The correct techniques, you know, I'm a technical coach. I work with stuff like that, so I like to share my talent and my ability. You know.
Now, before we really started the interview of camera, we were chatting a bit, and you were telling about a tournament that you have coming up shortly.
Right, upcoming we have a female under 20 tournament where we are targeting basically the the SSFL girls team that will be playing in the Intercal or Championship divisions. You know, so we're gonna do that's gonna be June. Is 7 match days, where every match day we play double headers. Right now I'm looking at the venues. I'm looking at least 3 different venues right now. So we have different double headers on different venues and have the games. Right now there isn't much for women at all in the country.
Well, let's put it this way: women football is dead.
It is dead. It is dead. And yesterday, or Friday, they announced, the CONCACAF announced on a 20 championship to be played.
The team that's going to that
and there isn't a team in training. There isn't even a coach available.
Yeah.
So what are we really going to do in that that's set for July?
Yeah.
So what kind of preparation are they having? There isn't anything playing right now for
so how can you select a team?
So it is to me it is doom and failure. But we have to enter these things because we're going to be banned if we don't take part in these things. So this is my way of trying to give to the females. You know, right now I'm interviewing teams. It's already been advertised. I only want 8 teams, but I look at 8 as a control number.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tournament style, you know, and we're going to have the same anti-crime initiative where coaches are going to come in and speak to them during the games about being better women, about empowering the women, about, you know what I mean, making good decisions. Yeah. You know, through football, of course.
Right. So that is June. What day do you have?
Right. It's 7 days. Yeah. 7 match days.
It starts at when?
Right. It's going to start at let me get the dates for you here. The 14th and 15th. And you have the 21st and 22nd. And you have the 25th and 26th. And the final will be the 29th. Yeah. Right, so
is there the venue to be decided?
To be confirmed. Right now I'm working on venues right now and talking to teams and schools to get them involved as a kind of pre-season to the SSFL where you can come and play something meaningful, you know? So I'm working on that right now.
Well, Roger, it was a pleasure. I know that this is not going to be the last time I'm speaking to you.
No.
Because I love the whole initiative, the whole program that you all are running. Right? And I think that this will give me an opportunity to come and highlight the kids, because once the kids can see themselves doing something positive and other kids can see them, you understand? Because I mean, I'm sure that when you show these kids on television and the next young kid is at home and he sees somebody his age, it inspires something in them, right? You're not going to save everybody.
No.
But if at the end of the day you can save 2, you have done a job.
Right, so after the under 20, we're going to do I'm going to try to get one in Central because I'm mostly on the East West corridor. Yeah. I'm going to do a under 12 maybe in Central where the same 8 teams going to come together and do a 1 month tournament. We play on the weekend only for 1 month. So I don't do one-day events. Yeah. I do at least a month, every weekend for a month, or if school is closed, for 1 week. So yeah.
Well, Roger,
thanks very much,
and we'll keep in touch.
Thank you very much.
You had it, Roger Smith, the president of Concept Coaching, telling us a bit about his concept of coaching, actually. And keep locked on to ACTN. You're going to be seeing a lot more of concept coaching on this channel. Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to ACTN. And I have joining me here one of the volunteers with Seed of Greatness. She has recently joined the Seed of Greatness program, and we're going to hear from her a little bit about her involvement. We see her with she has a camera, so that means she's in the media. So we will find she's the media personnel for Seed of Greatness. I have Diane Sampat.
Hi.
Hello, and relax. Right? You have recently joined Seed of Greatness, right?
Yes.
Because as you said off camera, you attend UE together with Denise. What made you join and got involved?
Well, Denise and I have been friends for a very long time, since primary school, and then she always loved football, and then she came up with that idea. She said that, you know, she spoke to God and he told her, you know, you need to do something with the youth in the community. And when she started the program, I mean, I was so proud of her because to take this leap in a small community, you didn't really know what the outcome would have been,
Definitely.
if it would have been successful.
And then she had no sponsors at that
Exactly,
time.
no sponsors or anything like that. And then I started photography as well, and you know, she said, hey, here's what, let's support each other. Why don't you come and take some photos of me and, you know, my group and everything, and then we'll help each other out. I said, well, that's great, you know, and she empowers a lot of people in the community. So that was my involvement, how I got into Seed of Greatness, basically. So now she actually made me open up my own page. I didn't really have that faith to do something like that. And it's all because of her and her work and just showcasing the children and the work she does, and that's why I'm on social media now. Wonder Woman photography.
Okay, so you started, you're going to photography now?
Full time.
Full time. You see how things happen?
Yes, and it was because of her.
Yeah. Tell me a bit about the community of Beach. You tend not to hear much about this community in the news.
Well, I mean, you know, when people hear the word beach, they always tend to link it to something negative, you know, something drug-related or anything like that. But there's so much more that beach gives, because there was football teams that came out of beach, cricket teams, people who in the community made it to national teams in cricket and in football. And, you know, for some reason I find we're really underrated for what we do, because we're such a small community nestled into the bush, as people would say. But we have a lot of positive people coming out of the community. And Denise as well, she is somebody who I can see carrying the name of Beach really far. You know, so I applaud her for that.
So besides your camera work, when you come out with all the kids here, how does that make you feel? What do you leave with them besides leaving good memories with pictures?
Yeah.
What do you leave with them?
Well, I mean, I've done work with children before, but more theater work, because I'm into theater as well. My field of study is theater arts, and you know, we use theater to try and resolve social issues and whatever with children. And seeing them in football, I think they use football. Denise could use football as a form of getting them away from negativity. And just looking at them having fun and while learning something that could develop them later on in life, it really impacts me. And I think that just having adults there with them or anybody supporting them and pushing them is really great. So they leave feeling good about themselves, to know that people believe in them, you know. So that's really the support system that I give, just urging them on to continue and that type of thing.
Well, Denise, it was a pleasure. Diane, it was a pleasure. Well, both names starts with D.
Yes,
so,
yes, D and D.
Yeah, so it was a pleasure chatting with you, and I wish you all the best. And although you might be more focused on the taking of the pictures,
yes,
you never know what impact you can be creating on a young life outside there. So keep up the good work, and I'm not going to be chatting with you all again, because I truly love coming to Beach, and I love coming to see what you all are doing here with these young children.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Yes. Okay?
Okay.
So enjoy your day.
Okay, you too.
Right? That was Diane Sampat, the media personnel for Seed of Greatness. We'll be right back after the short break. Well, viewers, I have the distinct honor and pleasure to have here with me the MP for this area that we're in, Miaro. As I said, we are still in Beach, a very lovely community. And I have with me here the Member of Parliament, Ruston Parry. Mr. Minister, it's a pleasure and an honor to chat with you.
My pleasure to be here to lend support to Denise and her organization with this event. During the last 3.5 years as the Member of Parliament for the constituency of Mayaro, which Mayaro constitutes about 27 communities, of which Beach is one.
Huge.
It's a huge constituency, but I have always put forward a lot of support to youth events. I do feel the need of building more leaders in our community. And Denise has, by no small feat, established her strength as a leader in this community, as a young woman.
If I could stop you there, she's what you consider a true community leader.
Of course, yes, in the best of sense.
Yes.
And you know, as a Member of Parliament, when she wrote me asking for assistance, I did two things. I put the ball rolling for her to get her little organization registered with the Community Development Ministry as well. And then obviously I lend some support financially as well to make sure that she can, you know, continue the impetus to get these sorts of events going. Now, to me, as an MP, youth development is critical to the country's development. Sport creates discipline, creates, it's helped in the reduction of crime. And quite frankly, I feel sometimes we spend money in the wrong places. You know, so this is a,
I must agree with you.
you know, so it's a very good initiative. I mean, I will continue to support all initiatives like these, and I want to continue urging more young people to get involved in community programs, community sporting events, any type of thing that gets young people together. Show them we're much more than what the media carries today on the newspaper.
Definitely.
You know, so it's a good thing, and I'm here to lend a bit of support.
That's the reason why we have set up on a drive that we choose the things we're going to cover. Too many times there are too many negative things out there, and it's overshadowing the positive things that's happening. For instance, look what's happening here. And I recall the first time I came here and I highlighted Denise, I was in San Fernando and I saw a guy call me, right? And when he called me, he introduced himself to me as Mr. Jadu. He said, I saw a thing you did with this girl from Beach, and could you find out if she has a bank account number? I would like to contribute. So it lends support with me now, knowing that I'm doing something good, right? Because too much time we focus on the crime and all the wrong things what's happening. But behind the scenes, good things are happening and nobody's bringing it forward.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Mayaro has the unique characteristics of being a very complex constituency in terms of industry. We have fishing, we have tourism, we have energy, we have administrative, we have financial. But we also have a huge sporting fraternity. We have one of the largest cricket leagues in the constituency, and you'd find in the Rio Claro side where cricket is more predominant, you'd have Mayaro, you have a huge football enthusiasm. So when you look at sporting and youth, there is room for continued development, and I can tell you, we just need to have the right pieces together, and we could create a hub, a mecca for sporting activities where we in Mayaro could invite Trinidad and Tobago to come. And when we put the right things in place, we get the participation. We can drive our local GDP in Mayaro here. We can create business for small entrepreneurship. It's a circle, it's a cycle, what you call the circular economy, where one thing can bloom the others. So, I mean, it really requires a bit of leadership and more people, young people like Denise, who is willing to put at risk her time and effort and energy to work with organizations like mine, the Member of Parliament, the office, the local government agencies through the Mayaro Claro Regional Corporation. Get the ideas going, and we will lend our support and drive our community stronger and better. I look forward for more work from Denise going forward.
Well, I could say here safely that I know that there is a television station in Mayaro,
yes, but
what happens in Mayaro stays in Mayaro. But I can tell you here now that I'm going to do my best to bring out what is happening in Maruga, in Mayaro. I also go to Maruga too, right? I'm going to try my best to bring out what is happening in Mayaro to the wider public, because people we ought to know what is happening, right? Yes, the people in Mayaro already knows, but the wider population needs to know, right? So I can safely tell you that this is not the first time I'm going to be speaking with you, right? Because I'm interested to find out much more of what is happening in Mayaro.
And we do have a wide variety of activities. I mean, this is Easter weekend in Mayaro. So, I mean, I could...
You are busy?
Well, that too. Yeah. But, you know, if you had the time to come to Mayaro today, tomorrow, there are hundreds of activities going on, you know, in terms of how do we market our town, our beach area, how do we create the entrepreneurship where we can welcome you and also take your money, because we want your money to drive our local business sector as well.
You sort of Max House.
Well, it is. I mean, listen, the country is not where it ought to be. I mean, there are some reasons, external, internal, that has us where we are today. But we can't let those things shut us down. We have to be creative, we have to be smart. And as a community of Mayaro, we have to be welcoming. And if we can create an environment that is welcoming to the wider Trinidad and Tobago, we will do well in our constituency. And I have, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that we have the capacity to lead Trinidad and Tobago in Mayaro. And should I continue being the Member of Parliament, we may have a general election soon. I will continue doing what I have to do and do the best to make sure that, you know, we stay in front.
Inside or outside of politics?
I was doing this before the politics. I'll continue doing it after the politics as well. You know, so that's where we are.
MP, it was a pleasure.
My pleasure.
And I know that I'm going to be seeing you again.
Definitely.
Right? And I know that from what I heard from you, and I also heard from the manager of your office, there are a lot of sporting activities to take place in Mayaro. Yeah. So you're going to be seeing me in Mayaro.
Sure, definitely.
Right?
My
so
pleasure.
It's a pleasure again.
Thank you. Take care.
There you had it from the MP for Mayaro, telling us a bit about what's happening in Mayaro. We all stay on the outside and we hear things and we don't know exactly what's happening, but we need to go into communities and see the positive side, not always the negative, because you'll always get negative, because negative news is what sells. positive things is what you need to go in and experience for yourself. So as we leave you from the beach recreation ground, we want to thank you for staying with us, and we want to say that any one of you out there who is willing to assist Seed of Greatness and Denny's in her project with these young people, feel free to contact us at the station and we will put you onto her. So we leave you from a community that is totally blessed. See you next week.